sunshine. I'm so tired every day of my life. Basically, what I want to talk about today is what I spoke about at the conference, and tell you about my weekend, really. This weekend, I went to a conference that we've been planning for about a month now. Pretty crazy to plan a conference a month in advance and to have the turnout that we had. And the thing is, what really made the conference successful is the impact that it made on the people. It really didn't matter how many people came, although we did have a full house. It just matters about the impact and how people changed and how you can actually see that change happening and you can feel it. We had a lot of dynamic speakers, really amazing speakers. We had Charissa Monroe, Miss Sheena Pinder, Dr. Andrea Hazim, me, Pastor Melanie Registry, Monique Resenti Clark, and Miss Linda Jo White. It was amazing testimony. Everybody has an amazing testimony. And of course my mom, Angela Ramnath, the visionary of the whole Esther Gathering movement here. We all have our walks in life and we all went through the process. And the thing is, the process is still going, and we're still going through this cycle, this undoing of our lives, so we can give our lives over to God and just let Him take control and just guide our lives and guide our steps. I'm just going to talk about what I talked about, because I don't want to if I explain everybody else's message, I feel like I wouldn't do it any justice. We know the issues that we've all gone through, and sometimes it doesn't even need to be spoken, and we're all connected. One thing that I really loved about the conference is that we were all connected spiritually, and we were like all on the same wavelength, you know? We were just on the same like train of thought. We all boarded that train. I'm going to talk about what I talked about during the conference, because that's what I know best. And my topic was called Young and Dangerous, and that topic was assigned to me by Pastor Angela Ramnath, by my mom. I was just like, okay, young and dangerous. I looked at my own life and the characteristics of my life and what I've been through, what I've walked through, and where I am today. So I presented where I am today by, basically saying where I'm at. Like, I'm getting my bachelor's degree. I am an environmental scientist. I'm a blogger. I'm a radio host. I'm a traveler. I'm an adrenaline junkie. The thing is, with my mind, I always say that I cannot be contained by four walls. Like, don't keep me inside, because I'm not going to stay inside. And I'm going to, like, stick it to the man, challenge the system. I guess I could say I'm a little bit unconventional in some ways. A peculiar human being. And everybody's different. But the thing is, some people haven't, like, honed in on what is peculiar about themselves. Like, they know that they're different, but they don't know why or how. And I feel like I found that. It was based off this verse in Esther, how Esther knew the risks that were attached to approaching the king, but she said, if I perish, I perish. And not a lot of people stand up for what they believe in, and not a lot of people would die for what they believe in. There's just this life that we're living, which is very cyclic and predictable. Like, we want to get married, we want the nice boyfriend, we want to go to college, we want to get our degrees, we want to get our high school diplomas, we want to have a nice job. I want the nice house, I want the kids, I want the dog. We all have this idea of what we want life to be, and then when we get that life, here's what we do. We wake up in the morning, we get ready for our job, we work, we drive in traffic, we come home, we watch TV, we relax, and then go back to sleep. That cycle gets started over again. That gets really, really old. It's just a monotonous life. It's just so boring. And it's like, if you don't have like a life goal or an aspiration or some I don't know, something, what are you really living for? Are you just existing? The thing is, I don't want to just exist, but I want to make an impact on this world. I have just this passion for my purpose. Like, this is what wakes me up in the morning, my passion to want a better earth. And one thing I always say is that we need the earth to move forward, but the earth doesn't need us. The thing is, we're all so different, and we all have our different passions. I mean, like, we're all pieces to the puzzle that make the whole, this big picture. I feel like we all need to like set goals for ourselves. What are we doing with our lives if we're not living for something? One thing I really love to talk about is how great being single is, solely for the purposes of just being free and available. Singleness is seriously, it's a gift. You have to really think about it. When you're with another person, it's like, okay, you're going to be consumed by them basically, and you're just going to spend all your time with them, and then you're going to think about building a future with them. Like, even though these are beautiful things, it's a beautiful thing to want and to have, is it something that you necessarily need in your life? When you get married and you're with this person, if you're doing it right, you're going to stay with them forever. But the thing is, when you get married, then you make an obligation to be with this person. And if, I don't know, based on the relationship and the degrees of freedom that you get with this person. And here I am, and I'm just like, I think I'm just going to be single forever because I really like this freedom, and I like being available and traveling. It's like, I can't do these things if I were like in a home with a husband, with children, and a dog. It's just like, I don't know. It's not for me, at least not for right now. That's not me right now. I did this thing at the conference where I did a trust fall. Just imagine that you are me, right? And then when you're doing a trust fall, there's a space between you and the person that's going to catch you. So you're going to put your trust in that person that's going to catch you, right? Because you're not going to just fall into this person's arm if you didn't have some sort of like level of trust with that person. Here it is. You are falling, you're trust falling into the arms of God. And that terrifying gap in between you guys, that is what life is. And it's just like, that includes your hopes, it includes your dreams, your aspirations, it includes the tests, it includes the trials, it includes the down seasons, up seasons, it includes the good and the bad times, the hills and the valleys. If you want to have a fulfilling life and a happy life, it's full and complete when you have a relationship with God. And that's what matters most. When you have a relationship with God, you get to know yourself. The only reason I am so stable and I feel complete right now is because of the relationship that I have with God, and I put it as my #1 priority. I mean, even if I do date somebody, God's always going to be #1. Nothing's going to make me compromise that relationship that I have with God. And then when you have this relationship with God, you kind of go through these stages in your life, and I call it the Mary and Martha stage, where Martha was all about like the physical things, and she was just saying yes, yes, yes all the time. It's like, yes, I'll do this, yes, I'll do that. And then you're just so preoccupied with doing things that you kind of like having your quiet time with God, you push that down a little bit below that, you lose sight of what is really important, which is being at the feet of Jesus, being in the presence of God. And we all kind of go through that stage. Don't forget about the romance between you and God, this intimacy that you have, this communication that you have with God in His presence. So life can be terrifying and it can be disappointing, but that's just the process. It's not going to be all fields of flowers throughout your entire life. You just have to go through the motions. You have to just feel your way through every situation and hold on to this hand of God, because honestly life is just like a perpetual trust fall, and you're gonna have to trust God with your dreams, with your hopes, with your aspirations, because I know you have them. I know you have hopes, I know you have dreams, because everybody has them. As crazy as they sound, as huge as it may be, this is a mountain, but God can move mountains. It was just a really great conference, and I hope that next year you guys will be able to come to the conference, our international conference, our Esther Gathering International Conference in Guyana and Trinidad in 2016 in July. I can't stop thinking about it. I wake up in the morning, I'm just like, wow. But as you can tell, I'm not like my normal like happy, chipper, jumpy self, because I'm just exhausted. I love you guys so much, and I appreciate those who just fasted with us, who prayed for us, and who supported us through Ustream, through the internet, through Facebook. Thank you so much, and thank you to the people that actually came to the conference, and I hope it was a blessing to you in your life, and that you will affect other women, because we want to impact this generation and generations to come. I love you guys, and I'm totally gonna take a nap. Peace out.